Hi, this is Lee Mendel Smoke. People here, a lot of people here call me Bud. And I guess the right word for it is this is my daddy's house on the Edisto River. It passed away a few years ago and has left it to me. Here is the access road. It's got some water in it, but you're welcome to drive through our private drive, and you have to stop there because people are driving to the Claytons. I am considering renting, and I guess I'm going to say strongly consider, and I'm looking for two things. One, I'm looking for suggestions on how to get things better, and being a rental, obviously we want to keep the mindset of economy. I remembered them working on that AC unit like that, but I didn't remember it being quite that bad. Anyhow, like I said, suggestions on what to do and ballpark quotes on how to do it. We've got some steps here. They look okay, except I need another block up there. I know code today requires some rail, but here again, they've never had railing. I've got windows like this around the house. You have a suggestion of putting new windows in and have got a quote for me, I am listening. They've been in here since 1960. Here is my Tundra. It looks like we're going to need a new roof here at some point, and a roof cleaning. If you have a recommendation for a maid service, let's peek outside first. When I used to come out here, there was a cross tie that ran right across this line so that you would be able to differentiate hazard from not, but it's gone. Steps, they look bad. Probably 2x tail stringers on each side would be replaced. You can tie into these guys, and that's the rail. But well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. Also, when I lived in South Carolina, we kept the bank up, and as you can see here, it looks like it's kind of pooching out a little bit, but all things need maintenance. Anyhow, suggestions here, as well as repairing these steps that I'm standing on. I don't know if you would want to cut stringers. It looks like Daddy didn't do that. It looks like he just laid 2 2x12s here and put in some ledger boards. But your methodology is up to you. Please let me know how long your warranty is. I have a home improvement company called Craftsman Direct, Handyman Home Improvement out of Raleigh, Durham, and we offer 2-year warranties. I've got a pump house here, and it's starting to need a coat of paint, as you can tell. Leaves on what used to be our pump house. This is a well, actually. It's not a pump house. I'm here in the rain on a Saturday. It's probably not a really good idea to have a block up there, but that's what they did, and I can tell you the chimney's leaking. Alright, we got some activity here. Looks like they want this AC unit as well. Take the back of it out, but you know, that's what people are good at, stealing. And I don't even know if these things work. Probably a good idea. This used to provide heat for us inside. A good chance that guy's empty. That window, I don't know, let's check and see. It may need a glass. Probably time for a coat of paint. Exterior, whatever that color is, just match it on the steps. And as you can see, the porch looks like pure hell. If I was doing this and had my tool trailer here, I'd probably whip out my handy dandy pressure washer and give it a good spraying. And then on a pretty spring morning when I'd rather be fishing, come out here with whatever this oh my god awful green is. And if I'm painting, I'm going to probably change that color to something a little softer. And I'll come up with something. The door, this one's the only one that works. we got a second door we used to use all the time, every time, but this end door here has ceased to work for a long time ago. If you can make it work, I would very much like a quote. Obviously, we've got problems here with the vinyl, like that, and that's another question. Floor coverings. My father just threw a piece of vinyl down. You can see, like in this corner, we've got some shoe molding, and then over here, there's no shoe molding, but these walls are not finished. That's concrete block. It should have some strip runners and some drywall running up it so that you don't see these electrical points. But he didn't do that. He considered the house to be a camp. My sister's supposed to come in and remove furniture, and I am getting things together to move myself. But let's see, the interest here is this back door probably needs to be removed, shaved, and replaced. If you believe it can work, let's take a look at the window, and you might be able to see the glistening. See that drop right there? Might actually be, yeah. I don't know how often it's going to drip. But failed paint, which it needs a paint job. But that's how I know the chimney's leaking. Is I see the walls dripping. Interior, we've got need for glass here on the window. And let's see. The walls look bad. Probably a full interior paint. Considering it probably hadn't been painted since 1960, I would think it would want 2 coats. You know how walls get thirsty when it's been a long time. Ceilings as well. As far as I'm concerned, you can paint the whole thing. And I would want not an oh my god bleach white, but you know, tone down off it. I certainly don't want a yellow as much as antique white. Sherwin-Williams got this color called Irish Cream that a lot of my customers like. As far as painting doors and molding, I don't know. If you can find a way to patch that one. And at this point, I would paint that one door white, because you're going to probably put a metal mesh drywall patch on that and skim coat it for that hole right there. And then you prime and 2 coat that one door and nothing else, and leave all of this the natural wood color, because you would have to light sand it, wipe it off, get a Kills primer on it. I like oil-based Zinsser, and get 2 coats of probably a semi-gloss white. Back bedroom measures 10 by 12. Again, you can see the flooring coming up on the edges. I don't know. What do you think? Can I rent this thing as is? What would you think about the rent to be? Probably a good idea to, let's see, turn this thing on. Let's see if it even fires. Engines fire. What do motors do? Fire. Woohoo! We have air. Alright. Definitely 2 coats of paint in here. If you can make these wall points look any better. You see how you got a black line in there on that corner? It's on a lot of corners. If it was me, I would probably just caulk. I would get a paintable silicone caulk. My father put that in up there, and I'd like that to look better. If you can maybe trim it out, paint it, caulk it out or something, whatever you want to do this cheap, I would probably lean towards caulking and wouldn't want to wrap that thing. We got 2 bedroom closets. You see the seams, the back of it's never been skim mud. And if you could get a tape coat and probably 2 finish, and I would get a prime and 2 coat in the closets as well. You see my flooring issue, but I tell you, that carpet here makes it look nice, makes it feel nice, but you know, the bad part is these edges are just so bad, and I'm thinking about just calling Lowe's and telling them to come in here and pull up this piece of sheet vinyl and put a piece of carpet in. Let's go to the other bathroom. I'm sorry, bedroom. Let's go to the other bedroom. I'm thinking this is probably a little 10 by 12, and again, I would like the corners to be more finished out. Just run a bead of caulk. You can see the gray drywall here. Set any nails, skim, sand, prime 2. With this casing, that's just wood. I would probably get a prime and 2 coat on that. This type of wood, for everything else, is meant to be a stained grade. So let's prime and 2 with a standard Sherwin-Williams super paint semi gloss in a brilliant white, both closet doors, and let's see if you can get a I wish I had my tape with me. If you could get a bifold door in here. We've got to get carpet down first though. AC unit. Alright, I know that one won't work because that's been cut. So, I don't know if this window's been disassembled, but I might have to put a window in here. Apparently they just want this side cooler. So, I don't know. Guarantee that's dead. I don't see any way around not taking that AC unit out. This window, take the small AC unit out, and we have to measure, put in a new window. Let's take a look at the outside. I think I remember that lower assembly, the part that screws down tight, being gone. And it is. They have taken the window apart to get the AC unit in. So, what I would do, give me a quote to put a window in that opening, please. Let me know what kind of window you're going to put in. I would say upgrading all of them eventually to double hung, double pane. I do not want an argon filled, no gas filled, no low E. I would guess that is wide and it's short, and it's going to be weird as hell to get that one. So that window should run about $200 to $300 for materials. I think that's all in this room. Prime and 2 coats. If you see, obviously, a little holes in the corner, see the gaps. If you could run a bead of caulk on it, I don't want to see gaping holes like that. They could very easily, if you got a pass load nail gun, you can shoot that molding right there tight, and you can caulk. A little bit of prep would be nice. Do not paint the doors. Do not paint the door casings. I do want you to paint closet molding in the red floored room. I do want you to paint closet molding in the other floored room. I think that takes care of this room. Bathroom. The wallpaper separating, I'd like a quote to remove it. You have to skim the walls afterwards, and that's sheetrock. And we're going to come up with something other than yellow. The whole house is probably going to be in that standard. I think it was white. Oh shit. Okay. Bathtub does not look good. I would like a suggestion. This has failed as a water preventative measure. And if we're going to take walls apart, we might as well put new fittings, new faucets in, and just sweat new faucets. But it is crystal clear. This needs a surround. I don't think I would tile it, but anyway, like I said, part of this is you giving me your suggestions on what you would do to fix it. But this is clearly leaking, and house is on a slab, so that's not really all that bad. But you know, it can't leak. What other questions do you have? Do not paint this little closet door. It was not finished, so let's get a tape mud coat, skim out, sand, prime in 2, and I'd like to have a Zinsser primer, a Zinsser water-based primer. If you want to go water-based, that's fine. The Zinsser primer. What else can we talk about? Bedroom is pretty cut and dry. The bathroom, the big thing is removing the wallpaper skin paint out. As far as these lower pieces, that bottom looks bad. Right there, intersection of floor and wall. It's got a gap. I don't know if you would suggest putting in a 3.5-inch base, but if you do, you're going to be shooting into concrete on the outer wall. So I'm not sure how you would solve that. If you have a solution, I'm anxious to hear it. You guys want to give me a quote to put up some shelves over this water heater. I'm sorry, we're in South Carolina. Over this hot water heater. And I don't know if you want to, well, it looks like they have something here. But, you know, maybe just something back up in there. You can probably buy a set at Lowe's to shoot up into the ceiling. And I tell you what, let's not do that, and let the tenant handle that. The big thing in the room where the fireplace is obviously the leaking around the chimney. And we fixed that one time. I remember fixing that years ago when I was a whole lot younger and much better looking. I'd like a backsplash here of some kind running down the kitchen sink. Cheap as hell sink, faucet. I don't know, maybe I should just let it go. But let me get a ballpark quote to put in a decent little Delta. Basically, I kind of like the ones that run up a little higher and stop. And the sink is really short. Was that probably a 6 or 8 or less? Then you might want to go to a 10 with a heavier gauge aluminum. Probably won't do it, but if you have, it's just a no-brainer suggestion. And it doesn't rent. Alright, let's see here. That's a little wet. I don't know why that would be wet, but the water, I have found that's wet. Alright, now see, I got pooling water here. Okay, so, but I did goof this morning when I was getting the water turned on. The sink overflowed, had a good pool of water here, which could have very easily run underneath the walls towards that pantry. I'm going to put a refrigerator in this hole. I know my panel looks like hell. If you know of an electrician that can upgrade this, have them call me. Thank you. This room's got to be mudded, prime, to code. And I think I just created a really big need for floor covering. Things like this. Well, I don't know why. Over the door.